Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Avowed. When last we left off, we were heading to Shatterscape. After the events in the Emerald Stair. As we begin our path to the garden.
A moment of your time, if you please. From one adherent to another.
Captain Elvia, what are you doing here?
I go where the Inquisitor commands, just as you go where the Emperor commands. So, did you enjoy our little bonfire? Inquisitor Ludwig was pleased with our efficiency.
You irredeemable fucking swine!
Keep her on a tight leash. No need for this to get out of hand.
I'm responsible for the burning of Fiel Messinverno.
One might argue they brought it on themselves. Believe it or not, the Steel Garrote owe you an apology on behalf of Inquisitor Ludwig.
Bring us her severed head and I'll consider it.
That temperament of yours is exactly the problem she's trying to solve. Our attack came together in haste. You should have been informed, and I regret the oversight.
That doesn't excuse anything you've done.
Doesn't it? One way or another, Fiel Messinverno was always going to burn. Weak government, chaotic farming, dangerous research. They never had a chance.
What right do you have to cast judgment on us?
As the future caretakers of the living lands, we do only what is necessary. Fiel Messinverno's reliance on animancy and stubborn individualism has done nothing but drag the living lands down with them.
Their fate was not yours to decide.
Ludwig's the one you need to convince. I'm just the messenger. Look, I'm only telling you this because you deserve to know Ludwig's intentions for the living lands. If Heelgard cannot maintain a grip on the living lands, then the Steel Garrote will simply take it from him. You see, the Steel Garrote answer to the Burned Queen, not your floundering empire. And we will break from Adir, if that's what it takes.
And here I thought the Steel Garrote had never broken oath.
Very good. But the terms of our arrangement are quite clear. The oath to our goddess supersedes any and all political loyalties. Inquisitor Ludwig sees something in you, envoy. She wants to cultivate your potential, as she did mine. You don't want to get between her and the fate of the living land, so let this serve as a warning.
No, I think I do want to get between her and the fate of the living lands.
Going to tighten, even if it costs us allies along the way. Acceptable losses. What you do with this information is up to you. Either way, Emerald Stair is just the beginning.
You didn't come all this way just to explain yourself.
Perceptive. Maybe Ludwig was right about you. Before I let you go, a little bird sang in my ear that you're going to Shatterscarp.
Word travels fast.
Of course, that would have been impossible with these meddlesome rangers in the way.
You didn't.
I took the liberty of removing them. It's a shame, really. Honorable folk to the last.
Did Ludwig give the order?
Ludwig told me to open a path for you by any means necessary, and that's exactly what I did. When you arrive in Shatterscarp, give this letter to Temerity. Compliments of the Inquisitor. No need to keep you any longer. Let's hope our next meeting is under more favorable circumstances.
Unlikely. We can't just... No, we'll wait. Kill you at a later date. The right time and place and all that. Tell Luton I've got my eye on.
No need. She has both of hers on you. Be seeing you, envoy. Sooner or later.
So that's it? We're just letting her walk away?
There's a chance of vengeance, but not here.
Fine. But I'm holding you to that. I don't
Do
want to
so.
see you again. Is that clear?
Crystal. Good luck with her, envoy. You're going to need it.
I didn't think it was possible to hate someone this much.
Nice lady. Hate her, don't trust her. Want to kill her, but nice lady.
I wouldn't really consider her nice personally. But we can agree to disagree. Easy to agree to disagree when the head is removed from my shoulders.
You came to Emerald Stair looking for answers. And now we're leaving with more questions. How do we fight the Dream Scourge? What can we do about Sapadal? And where is the garden? Not to mention, why the Steel Garrote burned my fucking home to the ground.
Well, it was inexcusable and unforgivable.
I'm glad you think so. Because right now you're the only Adiran whose opinion matters to me. I will not forget Fiume Siverna. Everything it was, and everything it could have been. And I will never forgive. Never.
So on top of the Dream Scourge rotting your fields and turning kith and beast alike into monsters, now we've got a Death Guard Inquisitor and the Steel Garrote dogging our steps. Do you think Ludwig will try something similar in Thirdborn?
If she does, we'll be ready for her.
That's good to hear. We'll find allies in Shatterscarp, if it's anything like I remember. Thirdborn's a rugged place that attracts rugged people. Lots of Rawatayans, scramble routes with no prospects back home, washouts from military or mercenary life, sailors in search of steady ground. Add to that a motley assortment of pirates, free spirits, and people who like living under the loosest grasp of the law, and you've got Thirdborn. But rumor has it something's amiss in Shatterscarp. Strange dreams, disappearances, people wandering into the desert and never returning, or coming back. Changed.
Dream Scourge.
That's what I'm afraid of.
At least that tells us we're on the right track. This Dream Scourge is one of the weirdest things I've ever tried to hunt.
With any luck, we'll find a way to the garden.
Right. The garden. Sure.
Everything we learned in Naku Tadek points us to the garden. Thirdborn is just a stepping stone. But we don't know anything about the garden. It could be a myth or a metaphor. Whatever the garden is or isn't, it's our only lead. We find the garden, we find the Dream Scourge.
He also believes the answer lies in another godless ruin, Nakukubao.
Yatsli is a master of the unknown and the unknowable. No mystery eludes her for long. If there is a path to the garden, Yatsli can lead us to it. I'd follow her anywhere.
Or maybe that god poking around your soul could give us directions.
Ask for directions. Why didn't I think of that? Kai, that's brilliant. Whatever Sapadal tells us will be filtered through a lot of metaphysical noise, but it couldn't hurt to try.
Maybe sort of we don't disturb Sabadon.
Probably a good idea. Don't poke the bear unless you're ready for the claws. And all that.
So let me see if I got this straight. We're looking for the garden, which might not exist. Our best lead is Yatsley, an eccentric scholar who's gone ahead to Thirdborn, where the Dream Scourge may be ravaging.
Don't look at me. I was fine going back to Paradise.
Zartan's finally get some answers. Be ready for anything.
Anything. Right. Listen, I hate to ask this, but while we're in Shatterscarp, there's something I need to do. Something I owe Tama. There's an old battlefield near some Pogrunan ruins. Area called the Shark's Teeth. Tama lost his badge there. I need to get it.
Then we'll go.
Thanks.
Takes courage to go back for something you lost. I wouldn't have it in me.
Get some rest. Sleep is good for the soul. Maybe this doesn't need to be said, but I don't blame you for what happened to Fiorme Siverno. I just wanted you to know.
Begin to question what the Empire is doing in the Living Lands.
No need to question it anymore. They've made their intentions clear. I'll get the bastards who did this. One way or another, I'll make them pay.
Let's get some rest. We have a long day ahead of us.
Alright, for now we'll keep Marius and Giotto in our party, and we'll bring Kai back in when we get nearer to Shark's Teeth.
You smell death here. Listen to me. Look here. Can you focus on my voice? Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, I can hear you. Oh, just dizzy.
That last fight.
Too many. Not even counting the ones we had to put down because they turned into Another Adiran, Kutabao.
Hold on. This isn't one of mine. Or Ludwig's. You must be the envoy Hilgard told me about.
Well, you picked a damn fine time to show up.
It comes fresh, but it must have been recent.
It was a bloodbath. Dream Thralls ambushed us an hour ago. We're still counting the dead.
Our dead, to be precise.
We lost soldiers too, protecting your people.
Yes, how heroic. Protecting Kith from Adiran Dream Thralls.
Is the rest of Shatterscarp is afflicted with the Dream Scourge?
Unfortunately, yes. As far as we've been able to determine by our scouts.
In all their military might, your Adiran comrades decided to go wandering through the desert, despite my advice. And now we're all paying for their idiocy. Thirdborners and Adirans alike.
We've since pulled back to Eagle's Reach until more reinforcements arrive to contain the Dream Thralls. Whatever your intentions here, Envoy, it's not worth it. Better to go back to Paradise where it's safe.
I don't go where I'm safe, Captain. I go where I'm needed.
I doubt you're particularly needed in Thirdborn, of all places.
I'm looking for Yardsley. I don't know if I'd meet her in Thirdborn.
I'm sorry, Envoy. I don't recognize the name.
Of course, that strange Orlin scholar. She came through not too long ago. Should be in town by now. Before you go, Envoy, Kith aren't too keen on adherence at the moment. Rumor of what happened in Fjord is already starting to spread. Just watch your back, all right?
Everyone has to cross me to be the last mistake they make.
Good luck, envoy. Gods protect you.
They're not fighting over territory, they're fighting over who's suffered the most. We live in unusual times.
Thirdborners have been on edge ever since the Ah, welcome to the shit, envoy. Sorry for the mess, but it can't be helped. Not when a fucking horde of dream thralls screams up the path. At least they're not coming out of the fucking rock like they did in the mines. Oh, dream thrall spiders.
Nothing is spared this plague. Neither the land, nor the creatures who inhabit it.
Aye, a living nightmare. They swarmed just like that. These dream scourge people don't eat their kill.
Why do we have soldiers in the mines?
Powers that be decided we'd help Thirdborn reopen an old, abandoned sulfur mine. Help arm Thirdborn against the Dream Scourge, you see. Make friends. But it's not my place to talk about any of it.
Where are these mines?
Follow the path down. You'll see the elevator. It's broken now, but the mines are just on the cliff above. If you hit the Leviathan skull when you're up there, you've gone too far. You'll know it when you see it.
Why's up by the mines? Take a look for
Will
myself.
it please you? Sounds like they need all the help they can get.
We all know we're gonna go clear out the mines. Ugh, let's get to it.
You there? Please!
Help us! We need help!
How can I assist?
Please! We need help!
Our parents, they...
We were out finding food, but when we came back, they changed.
They attacked us. Tried to rip us apart.
Gods. Who thought the world could be this cruel?
We locked them inside the house, but we don't know what to do.
You both my shelter in Thirdborn. It's not safe here.
We'll be taken care of, I promise. Just don't look back.
They're going to kill them.
Shh. It'll be okay, Tamamu. They're in our home by the cliff face.
No, no. Mother. Father.
Please. Try to make it fast. And let us know when it's over. We'll need to do the last rites.
This is too much. Let's get it over with. Watch out. Dream thralls up ahead.
Who disturbs us? Protect the other one. Another soul for the wheel.
Let's go ahead and get a bit of a refund going.
You're too late. These soldiers paid the price.
I was worried for a second.
Let's go have a bit of a chat with our party members.
I don't leave Emerald Stair often enough. With everything going on, there's been no time to explore. My city had to burn down before I could take a vacation. Sorry. I'm in a mood, if you couldn't tell.
You don't need to apologize.
True, but I need to raise my spirits. Literally and metaphorically. I used to think I had it all figured out. the living lands proved me wrong in so many ways. This entire island is the prison of a mad god. How is one animancer supposed to compete with that?
And I can't answer the question for you. I'm sure you'll figure it out in time.
Except that time is running out. Maybe I'm being melodramatic, or maybe I'm not used to seeing things clearly. But what if animancy has no future in the living lands? What if my entire career was a mistake?
That doesn't make you a failure. Think of it as a new beginning.
Beginnings are supposed to be good. So why do I feel like shit all the time? You're a good listener as always, but I've taken enough of your time. I'll be fine, really. I'm not the first animancer to question her life choices, and I won't be the last.
And then... Marius.
This place was bad enough before the Dream Scourge. Now it's downright hazardous.
What makes Shadowscarp so dangerous?
This used to be a fertile land, with lakes, forests, all of that. Then everything suddenly changed several hundred years ago. Now it's blasted deserts and dried up seas. Anything that lives here is simply stubborn enough not to die.
That's the most apt description of Thirdborn I've ever heard.
You don't sound confident about our chances.
I'm being blessed realistic. Emerald Stair was Toddler Town frolics compared to this. Shatterscarp might not want you dead like Galawain's tusks, but it doesn't particularly care if you live either. What do you need?
Okay.
Pleasant dreams.
That covers the core of our needs.
Quiet, Nimdu.
Trespassers. Who goes?
Dream thralls. Still dressed in Adiran armor.
How long must the living land suffer? That'll show him.
Oh. Okay. I can always actually get up there. That wasn't so bad.
But the Dream Scourge won't allow it.
Alright. So we're getting properly to Thirdborn to start our adventure. There's another swarm there. Didn't even notice.
Everybody all right?
This is always alright as things get here in Shatterscar.
Stinging wasps! You dare in our bark!
Watch yourself.
Sie mess meat! Ich so.
And one last hit for good measure. We got someone yelling for help somewhere around here. Ah. Merchant. Was it maybe that's more available later on? Because we need some dream thralls first and foremost.
Thirdborn wears the scars of battle. The city is under attack. Let's not waste a moment.
Oh.
Ich so.
Don't you die on me!
Okay, they are very, very keen to rush you. We need to not to restore any essence until after we've gotten through the thick of it.
Subtle as a mouse.
Who disturbs us? You won't devour!
Who's next? Anyone?
So after being called for more around here ish. Seemed fairly near when I was here. It's definitely a rule to call for help, and then we'll actually come out when help's provided. Thought you were over here-ish. Ah, you were indeed.
Your face. You must be a dream thrall.
Is that any way to start a conversation?
No. You're one of them.
I killed the Dream Balls attacking you, didn't I?
All of them?
We dealt with them already. Should be safe now.
Thank you. Please, I think I need a moment alone. Then I'll take what's left of my things and go. If you see anything you'd like, it's yours.
But I thought Emerald Stair...
I'll stay here where it's safe.
Okay.
Looks like Thirdborn is armed.
The city is under attack. Let's not waste a minute. They're coming!
Okay, we need to make sure the enemies are dealt with.
He's also.
Okay, there's one down. Just keep you on nicely on fire. Oh. Also quite potentially get the positioning required. Right. Even just the most stray hit really does take a lot out of me.
You're... No. Thank... Then I'll...
And I thought Emerald Stair was in trouble. How anyone survives here is a mystery.
Looks like Thirdborn has already been...
The city is under attack. Let's not waste a moment.
You frozen?
Remain vigilant.
Alright, up here next.
Good timing, stranger.
Okay. Back on your feet. And get you off of yours.
Dream throw. You're just going to pretend like nothing happened?
Yeah, because of the Adiran.
thankfully.
Alright. Here's a nice, comfortable level up. Oh, I need 15 for that. Using more of the parasitic stuff, so we'll take that one.
Hold it right there, Adiran. What are your intentions in town? Been sick? Strange dreams lately?
Darn, Aruta's a 2K.
You think some of the Jimskis could do what I just did?
We can't be too careful. Kith have gone mad in a matter of days. Adirans especially. A whole platoon out in the desert just last week.
Come on, Darn. They slew those dream thralls for us. I doubt he could have done that if he was sick. I, for one, thank you. We couldn't take him on our own.
Are you smoking Svef? The Adirans raised Fior. We'll be next.
Well, the Stilgron did was despicable, but I know their next move.
We're trying to remain 2 steps ahead of them. You can help us by getting out of our way.
Darn, can you get on with it?
Fine. Alright. I can't keep you out if you're not sick anyway. We just have to take precautions. Everyone in Thirdborn has lost someone. Pass on through, but report any symptoms you see to the Tiranui. They're responsible for keeping law and order around here.
That's the problem with the Dream Scourge. When you find symptoms, it's already too late.
We better get to clearing out these corpses.
Alright, let's move into Thirdborn properly. So we're upgrading our bow. As clearly we need a little bit more damage than we presently have.
The attack seems to be over. Everyone okay?
Who needs fabric? We still have stuff.
Tell my uncle out there. He left a few weeks ago on a trade caravan.
Could be someone else. Let me know if you need something. Best weapons this side of Abidan's forge.
Good up sale. Oh, this will cost quite a bit more. Okay, so we have our breakpoint.
Will the dream scrolls break through?
That's not a fair question to ask.
It's okay. I don't know, but we'll do everything we can to keep you safe.
Oh, Envoy!
Promise.
Envoy, it's so good to see you alive and well.
Glad to see you looking better, Gladvine.
As am I, my friend. As am I. It's all thanks to you, of course.
We can't thank you enough, Envoy. Thanks to you, we've been able to enjoy a peacefulness that we haven't felt in quite some time.
Peaceful's an interesting word to use, love. The Dream Thralls are exceedingly aggressive out here.
Yes, well, the guards have been handling them just fine. I'll take it for now. How about you, Envoy?
How have the living lands been treating you?
Long and
Fair
arduous.
enough. The land here is unforgiving.
But we might have something to help with that. Right, love?
Whoever lived here last must have left this armor behind. As beautiful as it is, Gladwine and I have no need of it. We'd like for you to have it.
It's very generous, thank you.
No, thank you, Envoy, for everything.
Be safe out there, friend.
That's very gun focused. And this is light armor, which is appreciable in its own right.
Godlike! Winds above! You're really here! I knew I had to find you as soon as I heard you were in Thirdborn. We've got to do something about the Dream Scourge. It's worse every day. One of our neighbors wasn't himself, and we can't afford to lose anyone. We need people who will fight back. People like my Uncle Capo.
Capo's your uncle? He's a well-known hunter. Almost as good as me.
That Leviathan hanging over the market? That was his work.
No wonder you're bound to the best hunter in town.
Exactly. Uncle Capo's the greatest warrior Thirdborn's ever seen. But, well, Thirdborn hasn't seen the Capo I know in a long time. I've tried everything to convince him to get out of the house. He may be old now, but we can still use his experience. If Thirdborn could see him up on those walls, they'd all follow him. I hate to impose, but would you pay him a visit? He lives on the northeast side of town. He's tired of hearing from me. Maybe one hero to another, you know?
Okay, we do also need to try to figure out...
Let me know if you need something. Ismalt's meteoric apparatus. She's a beauty, isn't she? A traveler sold it to me ages ago. Poor bastard went up against something big out in the Highlands, limped back to town, and died a few days later. Needed the money to ship his body home. I hated to take it from him. Still, Adra inlay, brass filigree, whew. She could use a strong hand. You interested?
Let's see what you have. So that's... this. We need another 10,000. Which is quite the ask in its own right.
Don't tell me you have planted it. We need to make bandages. I don't know what you expect me to do. I can't just make more linen out of thin air. What am I supposed to do? You want everyone... the bleed out? Does it even matter? You're always more injured than dying. I need supplies.
Okay.
Look, is it even...
Enjoy. Out of his misery, will you?
Don't see Addy or they're on training exercise. You there, the one with the face. Well, if it's a training exercise they're running, surely they won't care something. Wouldn't that be a shame, huh?
Hello, friend. Has anyone mentioned you look especially fungal today? Really, it's radiant. I've got a bit of a personal matter, and I'd appreciate some help.
Looking out from the Tiranui. Are they the law enforcement around here?
Why are you bringing the authorities into this? Have you spoken to Hajime? He doesn't need to be involved. Look, there's a great reward in it for whoever helps me. Wink.
Did you just say wink?
No. Wink. Long story short, my friend, I ordered some goods, something I'd rather stay private. Embarrassing, you know. So, I'm quite desperate for a friendly and discreet courier.
Now I've got to admit, you know, hold on. If it's so embarrassing, why not get the package yourself?
I can't leave my shop. What if there's a tsunami? Or particularly rowdy children? No, you should go, not me. You'll probably be fine.
Probably. Well, that's all the assurance I need. Anyone have any scissors I could run with while we're at it?
My supplier has sequestered himself somewhere with my package. To find him, I'd have to follow the path. They communicate through graffiti, if you can believe it. I've not been able to find any of it, though. Maybe you'll have better luck.
The talking makes it sound like I'm picking up something illicit.
What? No, that's crazy. You're so crazy. We certainly don't need to tell Hajime about our crazy ideas either.
I won't tell anyone.
Ah, good. Thank you. Well, looks like you best be off. Be sure to get there and back quick as you can. I'll be here waiting. Don't forget your friend Daiko and his completely legal package that you said you'd pick up.
Friend is a strong word here.
Damn my eyes, a child of Adir. Indulge an old soul, envoy. I have a... My dear envoy, just the sight of you recalls fond memories of more civilized days.
Save your flattery for someone who cares. What do you want?
Ah, my maundering. Forgive me, envoy. This land takes its toll on my mind and spirit both. I am Nagunu, beleaguered captain of an incorrigibly roustabout crew. Dear Taue, Koa, Ranga, they saw Adir with me, you know, then abandoned me here. Oh, I miss them terribly.
Nostalgia and alcohol are a dangerous mixture.
Very dangerous.
I am drunk on memory only, and perhaps some regret. I only wish I could invite my crew to my table, to share one last drink and part as friends.
Why did your crew leave you?
Those are old wounds, envoy. Old wounds. Better not to reopen them. Not unless you want to see me weep.
What if my your crew, Captain? Just say so.
You would do that? Venture out into the wastes to look for them?
How many promises but unlock?
You negotiate for the Emperor himself. If anyone could convince Taue, Koa, and Ranga to share one last drink with me, it's you.
Where can I find Taue?
Just to the northeast, living by an oasis in the Sand Sea. No fence, no walls, no roof, exposed to the world. But that's our Taue. Nothing ever troubled him that the stars couldn't fix.
Too much to know of Koa.
Deathly serious, Koa was, about every little thing. Fled to the shark's teeth with a few others when the plague came. He always had a fragile soul.
What should I know about Ranga?
She's a scholar of munitions, happier in the hold with gunpowder than out beneath the sky. I expect she's still holed up in the mine outside of town, polishing her arms.
I'll keep an eye out for them.
Of course. You have been more than generous with your time as it is. Oathbinder guide you in the Emperor's work, Envoy, and in all your labors to come.
Another day, another drunkard.
Don't forget your friend Daiko and his completely legal package that you said you'd pick up.
An entire settlement in flames? And they stole your research?
Yes. And I'm going to get...
Oh, gods. And Adiran, what is it this time?
Don't worry, darling. The official Adiran envoy is here at my request.
Always a pleasure to see you, my friend. We're in desperate need of another scholar.
Darling, always a pleasure to see you. And you even brought a Pargroon friend. See the red highlights in his mustache? It's a dead giveaway.
Not now, Yatsley. I want answers. Why have you come to Thirdborn? After what your people did in Emerald Stair, I can't imagine you carry an edict of friendship with you.
I'm not Ludwig. Don't confuse me with that murderous zealot.
No, Adir just supports her. In arms, politics, and kith.
I know you're upset, Timoti, but don't take it out on us. I'm furious too, darling. That monster stole my research as she burned my home. But you know that if this Adiran was untrustworthy, I'd kill him myself.
I apologize, Envoy. Eagle's Reach is a slaughterhouse. Dreamthrall siege our gates day and night. People are hungry, and I have not slept in days. So my temper is a powder keg, I'm afraid. I am trying not to explode. This isn't a courtesy visit, is it? I assume you're here delivering a message on behalf of Adir.
I should have looked over the message. Only my own. Ludwig and Stingerot are coming.
Does she intend to raise our home as well?
Maybe worse. Ludwig's goons stole all my research on the godless back in Fjord, and now she's a little too interested in the godless ruins here.
What do you mean?
Inquisitor might be out of the location of the garden, too. You have to beat her to it.
Andra's depths. If I could help you, I would. The fact of the matter is, I'm in over my head already. I can't even protect the ruins myself. The Archmage Ringrim has warped the very reality of Shatterscarp. Let's just say there's a magical barrier around the ruins now. No one's getting in or out without Ringgrim's say-so.
Ringrim? As in from the Circle of Archmagi? She's here?
The very one. I feared you'd be excited. Her presence isn't a good thing, Yatsley. She flew into the Shark's Teeth a few weeks ago, and now that area is an impenetrable wasteland of ice. I heard there's an Adiran who had his mind utterly broken by her. He's still lost out there as far as I know.
Who doesn't want a piece of these ruins? What could Ringgrim need with them?
Something important. An Archmage doesn't waste time on frivolities.
But why Nakukubel specifically? The ruins have stood for centuries, and there are plenty of other places to look at dream thralls. The Circle of Archmagi don't get involved unless there's something they can gain. They're not really known for their altruism. Look at the Siege of Craghold. And that was just so that Lengrath could try and show up Consulhot.
The truth is, I'm up to my neck in catastrophes. Between the horde of dream thralls pounding on our gates and trying to keep peace with Adir, I've had to station guards on our borders to control who goes in and out, just to keep everyone safe. I never thought I'd say this, but the Archmage is the least of my concerns. So, Ludwig wants the ruins, but even if I wanted to give them over, Reengrim controls them. And good luck getting an audience with an Archmage.
Well, I need those ruins, so that means dealing with Reengrim, so be it.
I didn't know they made adherents with such bravery. You never know what marvels you live to see. You're likely gonna die a very horrible death, but I pray Galawain will at least make it fast.
If she doesn't want to be found, that's all the more reason for us to go looking.
When an Archmage like Reengrim decides they don't want to be disturbed, they make sure of it. There are rumors she uses the bones of the ancient dead to guard her domain.
It's
I
horrifying.
suspect that's the point. I think Reengrim enjoys her reputation almost as much as she enjoys earning it. I wouldn't blame you if you choose to run away. But if you want to find Reengrim, head east of here, go past the Pargrunen ruins, and when you see the ice, you're there. And Yahtzee, be careful. If Quilichi lost you, he'd never forgive me.
Oh, don't worry about me, Temerti. If my spells fizzle, I can always give a good lashing with my tongue.
That's what I'm afraid of. Good luck.
No, it's not your luck.
You'll find out the answer to that soon enough. One last thing. Once you had a moment to settle in with Yahtzee, come back and speak with me. I need your help with something.
How exciting. We're off to see an Archmage. To gain access to an ancient godless ruin. You do spoil me. I've just the fragrance for such an occasion. I want to make sure I smell my best when she kills us. Meet me by the tavern when you're ready to head out. Make sure all your gear is up to snuff. We are meeting an Archmage, after all.
Is her around? We're going into more creepy holes in the ground, aren't we?
Yeah, alright. So we'll need to take a moment.
If you need something, get over here and talk to me.
So your capo.
Oh, let me guess. My Nikai sent you. That kid's been muttering about sending some new hero by.
I did meet Chico. They seem too nice.
Damn child won't stop hovering over me. They keep trying to send so-called heroes over to cheer me up. But there's not much point these days. Back when Thirdborn was no more than a husk on the cliffside, we had real heroes. I've slain 1,000 Zorops, wrestled rock beetles, even slew the Leviathan.
I have a voice in my head telling me I'm called to greater things.
That's the spirit. Times are strange. We need more people like you. Ah, well, Those days are long past. I'm a sick old man now. Not much I can do in Thirdborn anymore. Still, maybe Chico was onto something when they sent you. You're the one who cleared the dream thralls at the gates, aren't you? Ah, good to know someone is looking out for Thirdborn at least. I tell you what. This old man would like to ask a boon of you. One hero to another. I promise it'll be worth your while. I want to see my heart one last time. Will you get it for me?
What a mystery of the heart are best explored in one's own time.
Not this heart. A Leviathan heart is a rare thing. When left out in the air, it becomes as hard as Adra, and 100 times as valuable. And I had the only one in the living lands. I couldn't just leave it on my kitchen table now, could I? No, I kept it safe, hidden up in the godless ruin along the coast. But now, I'm dying. I can feel it in my bones. I don't have long, and I'd like to see my treasure one more time. Get it for me, and I'll see you get a reward. Beyond that, well, I left that old ruin with a few tricks for would-be thieves. Step carefully.
Thanks for the tip. We would have explored it eventually. At least now we have a reason.
Good luck, godlike.
Very well.
Isn't this a surprise? Giada, come say hello.
Okay.
Who needs fabric? We still have stuff.
There's the humble loot I was hearing.
They're not going to be good enough. Did you see that? The attack was so...
So, I really should have actually taken a note to time to look at the missive.
brutal. This isn't good enough.
Your work is the best this side of the water. We'll do what we need.
I don't think we stand a chance. If you're going out to the Highlands, watch your back. They're dangerous.
Alright. A few more tidbits here and there. And again, I really need to remember to find where they sell lockpicks.
Good thing they burnt that shack down. Mushrooms growing up the walls.
Why do you spend so much on glaze, Merrick? Your pots look fine.
They're urns for ashes. They're supposed to look dignified on a shelf.
You're a seafood merchant.
Welcome back.
Okay, that's definitely worth it. But then there was... something just over here.
the mad archmage Tate found himself.
Don't forget your friend Daiko and his completely legal pack.
You hungry? I might be able to help.
In around here, one way or another. Okay. Welcome, darling. Congratulations on being first. But it's going well. Oh, I definitely need to get quite a bit more currency to get some meaningful upgrades.
We still have stuff.
What about you? How are you doing tonight?
Let me know if you need something.
Okay. I see. Very exciting. Okay, I can get the sword, get another 600. I look forward to seeing this new setup.
If you need something.
Well, let's head back out. Try to get enough loot that we can sell for about 4,000.
How do you feel about poetry?
Poetry? Why the hell are you asking me about poetry?
Do you like it? Oh, come on, tell me. Say a few lines of poetry. No, I don't. But I wanted to be sure. Okay? You said that's the first time. Okay, can you go?
Ah, okay. There's something up here. couple of somethings even. Okay. Okay, I think we might now have all that we need. I hope.
Let me know if you need some.
Oh, bows are more expensive. Ooh. What would that a bit? Yeah, I need just under. I need just under 33,000. Okay. Back out into the wilderness we go. Right, party camp note in. Remember there was a decent bit of inventory lying around here. Okay, there's two more. That's another grand. Okay, I'm mostly going to be going over to Shark's Teeth. Over to Ringrim's domain in particular.
Yeah.
I still have a few.
And see what you are selling presently. I definitely want the lockpicks. First and foremost. I would like the corrupted answer up that, but probably for another time.
Yeah.
Ah, the ever present need. For more money. Okay.
Don't forget your friend Dyke. Oh. Welcome back. Well, be quick about it, would you? Oh, and,
So we follow these sorts of graffiti in some form or fashion. Weighted more upwards, though. But let's say it's pointing over to this one. So it seems to lead us over to here, which then says here. So makes the next one more in this direction. I think.
Who needs fabric? We still have stock.
Okay. Welcome, Brett. What do you think is about the advertisements for the Minecraft movie that are giving you psychic damage? But I'm definitely still enjoying the Avowed experience. Find the meeting spot now.
Over here, dearie.
You hungry? I might be able to help.
don't forget your friend Dyko. And his completely legal package that you said you'd pick up.
Yeah, it really does just look so very bad.
Ah, there you are. It's rather rude of you to keep a lady waiting. I'll forgive you, though. It gave me a chance to dip into my notes about the Circle of Archmagi. One does not simply waltz into an Archmage's domain unprepared. Tell me, dearie, how much do you know about Ringreen?
Well, let's put me to meet her. You know, look at all those she's in my way.
Or you're in hers. The Circle of Archmagi are the most powerful magical beings in Aora. Whatever the reason, the fact that she's here at all is significant. Aldrus Titties, the Circle sent the Archmage of Terror. Oh, she's just brilliant.
Do you think she's off the garden like we are?
Maybe, maybe not. But Nakukubel is very old and very large. But I've no idea why an illusionist would care for godless artifacts. Yours truly excluded, of course. There must be something in there of interest to Reengrim. Probably something powerful.
Now's our chance to find out.
I knew I liked you, darling. I'll be with you every step of the way. Those Steel Garrote bastards stole all my research about the Godless. They'll get to the garden first over their dead bodies. I can show you the way to Reengrim's domain, but we should travel lean. The less of us there are, the less likely she'll take notice. You'll need me to get you in the door, so who's staying behind?
Right. Well, let's please go back to camp and kind of know our plans, alright?
You got it. I'll make sure to roll around in the warm sun for a bit while I'm at it.
Perfect. Oh, this is going to be fun.
I should not be surprised that they're going to reference the children yearn for the mines. I want to see it. The children themselves desired to perform the labor. Therefore, it's different. Let's see, what can we get here? We're going to go for the delayed motion. Normalized frost. And intensifies. Ah, lockbox. That is always an important aspect to keep in mind, is just the target demographic.
Alright, I think that's everything.
So need about 1,500.
We'll get them next time.
Look at them swords, like actually acquire the materials. Let's be honest with ourselves here. Keanu would not judge you. Matters not how swiftly you get around to it, but that you do get around to it. That is also true. I really should have thought to look down here earlier. I can find one more loose item. I can afford an upgrade. Indeed. Oh well. The attempt was made at finding one more fine quality item. Ah. Up at some point we'll get a nice little watch party going for Sonic. Hello, hi, and who are you?
Did you see the 100 visions too? Were you also called by he who sees and isn't seen?
You see the gold veil, don't you?
I do. I see you have a different god, one that marked you from birth. Does your god ever toy with you? Mine taunts their chosen with nonsense.
What is this place?
A shrine, one of a great many. Each god has several of their own. I had a dream a few weeks ago of Wow. Some say you can hear the gods whispering in these totems. I've tried. It hasn't worked. It's a wonder any of us are still sane, really, between our gods and this plague.
I should like the totem piece if you're not using it.
And I'd be happy to give it to you, as long as you humor my request.
I'm afraid that's what it's from the ball.
I won't request anything as dire as what has been asked of you, or will be asked. I forget what I was told.
What are you talking about?
Tell me if you feel like you're in control still. That's all I want. Tell me if you possess autonomy and choice.
Yes.
Truly? I suppose as long as your purpose is aligned, it'll all be fine. Normally I wouldn't mind passing time, trading nonsense, but I've things to do here. So, take this and go. You'll be fine.
Just try not to think too much of your place in the world.
What have you got there? Some sort of puzzle piece?
It's very strange, but at least it seems like through everything happening, you'll be getting an upgrade in the end. What is the universal balance? Not quite what we are working toward presently.
A broken artifact. My favorite. Maybe we can find the other pieces.
What was your bit rate before, out of curiosity?
He smiled at you.
I wager those artifacts you found fit together somehow. Let's have a closer look at camp.
Well, I'm very glad to hear that you've been enjoying the streams enough to keep coming back to that extent. We have a house key. House key seems to already be inside otherwise. At least some sort of key is inside otherwise. Let me double check the note. That's a hint. Alright. Now we have the funding we need.
이석수
Okay, let's keep this AoE DLT going. Oh, it's missing. It is indeed.
faulty equipment, contaminated samples.
So we go to a well. We go to a well next. It is indeed. Makes very good use of its visual style. Alright, so. Back to Thirdborn. I can actually get a nice, proper upgrade.
Let me know if you need something.
There we are, a nice upgrade to our bow. And we can break a lot of these down. And now let's visit the party camp. Let's make sure we get Kai in our group, as we'll be doing something built around his quest line in just a moment. But also, we can upgrade some things a little bit more. We'll have to pick which one we actually want to upgrade between our defense or offense. Okay, we need some improved leather for that first and foremost.
And that is why Adra and Copper are the only reliable conductors of soul essence.
Okay, so as far as the stash here, I could break one Spindle Walker to get another Awakened Adra, which might be the best play, honestly.
Thank you for listening. Are there... Are there any questions?
Okay, we will also turn our base Adra into some Awakened Adra. Upgrade Karok's Pride. And get a little bit more on power. Only a little bit more though, unfortunately.
Right. I think you lost me a while back there.
Really? Oh. I suppose that explains the heavy breathing.
He can sleep with his eyes open. Says it's a survival trick, but... Thirdborn. If it weren't for the Leviathan skeleton in the middle of town, I'd hardly recognize the place.
When we were last here?
6 years ago. Feels longer now. You ever come back to a place and feel like the buildings are smaller and the colors are duller?
Is this about Tama?
No. Well, yes. But it's more than Tama. Thirdborn was always this rugged oasis. Dangerous and out of the way, but bursting with vitality. It was a harbor for larger-than-life types. People like Capo, the Leviathan Slayer, and Tama. Glory seekers, trophy hunters, warriors trying to leave their battles behind. People who built around their stories and their scars.
And now?
All that vigor's been wrung dry. Being back, it felt like we were watching Thirdborn die a slow death.
The most want to change over the years, but so have you.
Yeah, but I thought age was supposed to bring wisdom. Something to balance out the back pains and creaky knees. I think what's eating at me is that Thirdborn seems rudderless. The Dream Scourge is one threat. Conflict with Adir is another. The Living Lands is changing, and Thirdborn feels like a barnacle on a moving ship. Temeriti's leading them as best she can, but towards what? What are we doing out here besides surviving?
I've looked into it, especially because, well, I've not played Lumecid or Kingsfield. Dread Illusion was fantastic, and is one of the games that definitely drew notably from Kingfield, I think. Sometimes surviving is enough.
For a while, I suppose. Eventually, you need more. What about you? You were sent by your Emperor to investigate the Dream Scourge. Since then, you've died, met a secret god, and gotten swept up in tensions between your empire and our scattered settlements. You've been consistent. You brought Egwolf to Adir's justice, and the Steel Garrote's attack on Fjord went forward. Do you know what you're sailing towards, or are you drifting with the tides?
I follow my principles, not my commands.
That kind of clarity is rare. Thanks for talking. I hope Thirdborn is able to find its way somehow.
So tell me what Thomas Barnes, one we're looking for.
A marker of his service to Thirdborn's defense. And something that helps his comrades identify his remains, if needed.
You always hope it won't come to that.
You hope it won't, but you know it might. It's an old Rauataian naval tradition that Thirdborn's kept alive. And another debt I owe him.
That's all.
Night, envoy.
Listening to Yatsley's thoughts about godless ruins is one thing. Bringing her along for the rest of the trip is something else.
If there's something on your mind, say it.
I don't know. She's alright, okay? But how would she know how to get to the garden? If she's read anything about the garden, it was written centuries ago. Obviously, things have changed since then.
You seem really bothered by this.
Bothered? Pedraku. It's my job to guide you as safely as possible. What you're doing isn't safe. I'll go along with whatever you decide. Just don't be disappointed when she doesn't show you what you wanted to see. Anyway. Not before I've done some reading.
I have a little bit more to say.
I suppose if you're on a wild goose chase, there are worse places to do it.
You're looking on the bright side for once.
I thought I'd give it a try, see how it feels. Yatsley's got you going in all sorts of abandoned ruins. Who knows what's down there? More questions, most likely. And spiders.
The Godless Ruins are the answers I need.
How come the answers are never in a little oasis with shade and drink service? I just want to make sure we've covered all the options before we dive headfirst into another deadly ruin.
And I appreciate your concern, Marius.
Right. Just keep it in mind, I guess. Anyway. If I must.
Alright, Charter, what about you?
Dream Scourge is getting worse. First our land, then our animals. Now our people. If we don't put a stop to it, we're looking at the end of the living lands.
And even if we hear the living lands, we still need to wrest it away from the Steel Geralt.
How can anyone expect us to do both? As if the Dream Scourge wasn't enough of a problem, the Adirans are profiting off our misfortune. They haven't come to help us. They're here to exploit our weakness.
At least now it's common knowledge.
Agreed. They can no longer hide in the shadow of benevolence. It's too bad. We're fighting for our lives, our souls, and our freedom. I don't know if we can win all three.
Well, again, it won't be easy, but we'll make it.
You really think so? My apologies for acting cynical, but it feels as if nature, politics, and even the very gods are working against us. I don't appreciate being backed into a corner, but here I am. Thanks for talking.
Just a little bit more you have to say.
Despite everything that's happened, I'm so grateful to be working with Yatsley. In many ways, Quilici has been like a second father to me. But Yatsley, she's like my dirty aunt who's up to no good.
Can we trust her?
As long as you don't feed her after midnight. She gets gassy, temperamental, and somehow it's your fault. While I have your attention, I've been thinking. Why is Inquisitor Ludwig suddenly interested in godless ruins?
Not for any good reason.
When it comes to her, there's never any good news.
Not even slightly.
We should be ready for anything. Something tells me Ludwig isn't finished with us yet.
I mean, she said that basically directly through her little mouthpiece.
For the camp of an official Adiran envoy, I was expecting a little more. A proper bed, at least. But I suppose this will do for now. As long as you have a bath, of course.
I don't know what you were expecting.
With how overwrought you Adirans can be, I expected at least some tacky rugs. But, as riveting as it is to complain about our accommodations, I imagine you have another topic in mind?
The jar got me fetched for you earlier. Is it worth much?
I'm the only buyer you'll find here, and I already have the jar. A lesson for next time, darling. It's always worth some haggling. Unfortunately, it's been quite some time since I've met another who focused on the godless as I do. And I imagine I'd be more knowledgeable on the subject than anyone else you could find.
Did you learn the godless when you were studying the arcane arts?
Technically, yes. Well, it set me on the path, at least. When I got my first grimoire as a child, I was trying out some of the fancy new spells I'd been given. I was attempting a simple illusion spell, but I must have slurred my words. The next thing I know, everything was on fire.
Was anyone hurt?
No. Well, me, obviously, but otherwise, no. What is childhood but for silly things? When else can you get away with arson? My father was able to pull me from the flames as my mother doused them.
That's a
I
good
burned
point.
myself badly enough to give myself some vivid dreams, but the house still stood at the end.
Dreams of what?
Just the usual things. Not studying for an exam, having all your teeth fall out. They're not nearly as enjoyable as my more provocative dreams.
I don't want to hear about those.
No, you're no fun. As delightful as you are, we've much to do and less time to do it in. Shall we go?
All right.
Seeds of change, their petals sprout across the barren land. They sing to the unwanted ones, and the unwanted ones sprout in turn. The soil remembers what it once was. It will soon be whole, safe.
What are you talking about?
The soil does not want these cities. It yearns for silence, for the kestrel song. But first, the sprouted ones will grow. They will bring the stillness and the bird song.
Why would you want Thirdborn gone?
The dam falls. The river returns to its source. It is how the land was and should always be. We want all of them gone. We wish for life to flourish again.
What people are doing in Shatterscar. They're just trying to make a life.
Efforts paid in blood. They lie to the earth, to themselves. Death nourishes the soil. All things come from the rot.
I suppose that's sometimes true.
The dead bear nourishes the pack. We ponder, dream of shifting sands now. We will speak again.
On those watchtowers. Never saw so much Thirdborn blood under them.
Alright, let's go and collect Thomas' badge first and foremost. Ah, it is nice for our damage to be on par once again.
Right.
Excellent. And that gets us a little bit closer to some much needed upgrades. This important turn. Doesn't look like it. They did advise me to go east rather than north or northeast, so...
I still remember the first time I saw these dunes. In the heat haze, they looked just like waves.
Odd, isn't it? Welcome to Shatterscarp. Or, welcome to Shark's Teeth, anyway. Damn. I didn't think you'd actually talk to someone like me.
You're the one who called me over.
Oh, well, I hope I'm not imposing on you. Listen, I've got to take some supplies to that tower up the road. They're for Kotoa and Hayako. Have you heard of them?
Kotoa and Hayako? If they need supplies, they must be planning something good.
They've probably killed more dream thralls than the rest of us combined. Well, they said, why shoot one when you could take out a dozen instead?
King of Thunderstone at scale. How did I pull that off?
That's what I'd like to know. These supplies will go a long way if I can ever get them up there. This is my third trip today, and whew, it's a lot of stairs.
Don't bother. I'm heading that way. I can take them.
You do that? You're a lifesaver. Keep going through the teeth. The tower is just over the ridge. You can't miss it.
I used to patrol out here. Swore I'd never come back. Tama lost his badge near here.
Keep quiet.
Everyone okay?
You're just close to Captain Targo. Oh, that's Captain Targo.
Quick and quiet.
Stay still for me, will you? Much appreciated. Let's get our essence back. All right. Yeah, sorry, we don't need a priest here. Take care. There we are. Okay, maybe not quite. I just wish you were sliding walk rows and looks at it quite rude.
That's Thomas' badge. You found it. It really was out here all this time. Right where we left it.
You sound surprised.
Guess I shouldn't be. I was here when he lost it. It reminds me of old times. Long marches under the desert sun. Scouting runs through sandstorms so thick we had to tie our tunics over our mouths.
What was Stormman like then?
Oh, he was an incredible bastard. Led the defense of Thirdborn, which meant he also led most of our patrols. He'd wake us up before dawn with the most off-key singing you've ever heard and a pot of burnt merc brew. He kept us marching until we had sand in every orifice you can think of, and a few you didn't know you had. Just when it felt like we were gonna collapse, he'd call it and we'd make camp. And somehow, we'd all find the energy for a few rounds of cards or songs or stories.
You know how to look after you, didn't he?
He did.
Come on, guy, talk to me.
About what? He's gone. Talking won't bring him back.
You came here for a reason.
Because I'm a glutton for punishment. Here's the truth. I led a patrol. We were ambushed. Tama came to our rescue. And he suffered a fatal wound in the process.
And then?
We did our best to keep him in one piece while we hauled him back. He was the color of an eel's belly. The stubborn bastard made it all the way back to Thirdborn. We got him a sickbed, but we knew he didn't have long.
He saved you. That doesn't mean you failed him.
I wish I could believe that. You ever had to watch someone fade away? When it's slow and agonizing? No glory, no din of battle, no distractions.
No.
Count yourself lucky. I take a keel hauling any day. Sitting there, I noticed that he was missing his badge. And all the time I'd known him, I'd never seen him take it off.
You realize he lost in the skirmish.
Cruel irony, isn't it? He comes to our rescue, and in the process, he loses the thing that marks him as a soldier. I'm sorry, Envoy. I haven't talked about this in a while.
I'm here if you want to talk more.
Just having his badge in hand means more than you know. There's just one last thing I've got to do.
What is it?
There's a memorial site with some cairns on the cliffs east of Thirdborn. One of those cairns is Thomas. It's time I said goodbye.
Us visiting his memorial will put your soul at ease.
I always thought it was supposed to be the other way around. Still, I hope you're right. Let's go.
Okay, so what does the Sun's Shroud do? Just avoid range damage. A little bit more for a durable melee build. Or a fragile one. But a melee build nonetheless.
Why can't the way forward in science ever be easy?
The way forward in science was easy, everyone would be a scientist. That is quite a large sword, isn't it? Stay still for a moment. And down you go. That's why there are so many minions.
Back in the fight.
And where on earth was Yardley when all this was going on? Okay. I'm curious about where the third one is for this. Sigil of the Arcane. You know what, maybe we will utilize that.
What happened to traps and hired goons?
I hadn't had a chance to see all this before. It's magnificent. Come on, let's go introduce ourselves to an archmage.
Let's quickly turn in a quest while we're here. We got a level out of it. Isn't that perfect? We need the additional duration there. Perhaps it's best to potentially save this next point for an additional level.
Someone's hurt.
Envoy! Oh, thank the gods you came through.
An inch higher and he'd have bled out. He's lucky we came when we did.
Some sneaky bastard put a dart trap in front of that door. Have you got any healing skills? A potion? Oh, I'm begging you.
Stay still, you'll feel better soon.
Oh, that's a relief. Now I can get back to Eagle's Reach. Damn Thirdborn. Damn everything.
The presence of a powerful union. Leave and trust this to fate.
Ha! And the Steel Garrote thought they'd help by raising Fior. Still, Thirdborn's not helping either. I wouldn't be stuck here if it weren't for them.
It's a wonder that an Adairan scout is all the way out here.
Captain Weemgar wanted us to see what kind of shape the tower was in. Thought we could use it. The trap's got the others, though. So much for that idea. Whoever did it is probably out there planning their next move. You've got to finish this. Root them out.
I'll take things from here.
Thanks. I will.
Okay. So the door is barred. So we need an alternative entrance.
Wait. If you're going to open that, I'm going to take a few steps back.
That was too easy. Careful. There's bound to be something waiting for us.
I was putting it above us and a bit out.
Yeah.
If I were setting traps, I'd leave myself a safer. God. Were you... breathing? Was I breathing?
Oh. Let's continue to fire. Okay. I'm used to firing once and then ceasing. But Guy's correct, there would definitely be a safe route.
Wait. If you're going to open that, I'm going to take a few steps back.
was too easy. Careful. There's bound to be something waiting for us.
Yeah.
Hmm. Wait, there's 2 points, each the same. And
This looks clear. Here's hoping they finally ran out of supplies. God. Were you breathing? Was I breathing? Enemies is bait. I remember when Rawatayan soldiers had standards.
what lies out here? Oh, this is a way in, rather than out. That's probably the safe path they alluded to.
Yeah.
Nearly finished, Mokua. 4 dead adherents. I'd say we're doing well. We may still lose this place, but they'll be hard-pressed to take it from us without losing another dozen.
That's all we can ask for. If we hold them off long enough for Temerity to see Adir's true intent, maybe Thirdborn will rally. And if they don't, we'll still make Adir bleed for it.
Don't worry, I'll just pick this chest first, then I'll deal with you.
Look alive, Hayako. The wind's blown us more Adiran company.
Stop! Take one more step and mark my words, I'll cut you down.
Stand down, Hayako. There's clearly been a misunderstanding.
Kai? Gods, what are you doing up here? And with an Adiran, what's going on?
Moapo sent me on a supply run. What to mention the traps.
Wait, who sent you?
Awapo. Oh, gods. He must think he's helping us. That fool. I told him to stay home. This is our fight, not his.
Well, he did just deliver the Adiran envoy straight to us. Maybe he's worth his salt.
I'm starting to see why Moapo left out so many details.
Something told me you didn't set the traps to catch dream thrones.
Adir is the real scourge in the living lands. They want this tower to control the route to Thirdborn. We've watched your people sink their claws into Eagle's Reach. They'll take this route with guile if they can't take it by the sword.
You two are chumming the waters you're swimming in. You'll bring trouble to everyone in Thirdborn.
Katoa, enough. Let's kill him and be done with it. That should send a message all the way to Paradise.
And bring the Adiran hammer down on Thirdborn. Is that what you want?
The envoy's right.
You think it hasn't already fallen? Your troops are moving on us as we speak.
We've seen your patrols. We've been watching your outpost gather supplies.
Look at what your Garrote did to Fior. If Adir won't budge, neither will we.
We'll give you one last chance. Leave or die. We'll only warn you once.
Let's see if we can work something out.
Parley with Adir? Not anymore.
Wherever your flags fly, bad luck follows. Nothing good comes from your people.
Let's see if we can lean into Kai here.
I know how it looks, I promise. The envoy's not your enemy. He's willing to talk about this if you're willing to listen.
Kai? Bringing Adirans to Thirdborn? After everything we did for you?
We know you've been gone for a long time, but what would Tama think?
He'd wonder why we're fighting each other when the Dream Scourge is enemy enough.
That does sound like Tama. But it doesn't mean we can trust these people.
What about you, Yardsley?
Oh, trust me, I've no great love for Adirans, but the envoy is a good man. You can trust him.
That's naive at best, and traitorous at worst. And you know it.
You of all people should know better. Or at least you should be ashamed of yourself. But still, I don't know, Hayako. This Adiran's practically on our side.
Kutabao.
Well?
I don't like any of this, but... fine. One chance. Do I make myself clear?
We'll clear out of this tower, but one whiff of Adiran's stink, and we'll be back. And don't think this means we trust you.
I'll leave you to it. I was going to do what's best for Thirdborn.
We'll remove the traps, for now. Call it a gesture of good faith.
We should get started, Moakua. And you, Envoy, watch your step.
There we are, level 15. Was up another point? Okay. Use that point to improve our critical strike chance a little bit more. And then... improve our dexterity. I'm glad I caught that. Let's go and just skedaddle on down this way. Rather than tempting the traps any further. Oh, okay, so you want to finish the animation, or you draw the potion.
Back on my feet. That's one for us.
We have a party camp, with which we can make very good use of. Hopefully.
Hey, I wanted to talk to you about what happened in Emerald Stair. I know your Emperor sent you here to represent Adir, but the Steel Garrote raising Fior has gotta make things harder for you.
What a job to do. I never expected it would be easy.
Sure, but you couldn't have expected this. The cruelty we saw, it's hard to reconcile that with the place you've called home. I just wanted to know how you're feeling about all this.
It sounds like you're speaking from personal experience.
Yeah, I did my time fighting under Rawatai's flag in the Dead Fire. Seeing what we did there, what we allowed. I felt like the home I knew was changing, bit by bit, or maybe I was. Enough about me, though. I want to know about you.
My mission hasn't changed. Feeling has no place in this.
I admire your loyalty, but don't let it swallow every other part of you. No matter what you tell yourself, those feelings have a way of coming out eventually. Anyway, I just want to check in with you. This may be your burden, but you don't have to carry it alone. What's on your mind?
Okay.
I'll be here if you need me. I've been meaning to talk to you about Katoa and Hayako. I didn't think it was possible to talk them down, but you managed it. And you saved more than their foolish hides.
What do you mean?
Those two fought for Rawatai in the Deadfire. They learned how to disrupt enemy movements and destroy supply lines. They'd have nipped and poked at your comrades at Eagle's Reach until Adir finally snapped back. At Thirdborn, most likely. All while the two of them remain secure and defended in their tower.
They were looking for a fight.
Yeah. The problem is, when you go looking, you're bound to find one. Thirdborn's under threat, but if loose cannons like them fire at everything that moves, they'll draw even more trouble to our walls.
They lash out like cornered animals, giving the Steel Garrote a reason to fight back. Not that they need a reason.
Still, better not to give them one.
Maybe the warriors will keep trouble away.
Do you really think any amount of chest thumping would turn away Ludwig and the Steel Garrote? Or the full force of the Adiran army, if it came to that?
Not the growth of the full army, no, but hopefully just a few warning shots will help.
The Living Lands is changing. We've got more ships coming to port every year. If it's not Adir, it'll be someone.
Okay.
Take watch. I'll be up a while anyway.
And then Yujata.
Toa and Hayako. An interesting pair. Despite their clumsy methods, they were just defending their community. I'm grateful that you showed restraint.
Let's hope those two learn from their mistakes.
They have a second chance, which is more than most get. I only bring it up because people are growing wary of your empire. With good reason. When they take their anger out on you, don't judge them too harshly. We all make mistakes. Anyway, just wanted to get that off my chest.
Okay.
I've done some reading.
That's about as much as I can do for the time being.
Singing sand, we feel the essence seep from the ruins.
So I look forward to these dreams. What's on your mind?
The Chief and the dunes roll before us. We have questions still. A lion kneels, a blight before it, spells and suspicion at its back. What ruled the land alone now seeks the safety of the pride.
It depends on the treasurer's path, but Thirdborn has to stay
The
strong.
vulture feed once, and the flock will never leave. We feel the people of Thirdborn huddle together in the dark. We smell desperation, panic. Then, the seasons change. They turn to each other.
Is it camaraderie?
What began as a sapling grows, the branches spread. We look deeper. Our limbs sift through sand. What do you know of this?
It's a nice conversation with you, but nothing compares to
We
this.
cannot tend the flower if we do not know its name.
I suppose I know as much about Kith Bonds as anyone.
For years, we watched the Akita share their food and tie their hands. Gifts, promises. Why do they undertake these rituals?
The animal instinct of offspring.
Ensure the pack survives. Our thorn removes you from the bloodline. Does it still speak to you?
I've never been in love.
Mystery. Uncharted coastline. Solitude. Is it always a prison? We wonder. New leaves breach the impenetrable clay. A bush unfurls amid the suffering and strife and blooms. Nothing should live here. How can it sprout? From what well does it spring?
Adversity's a test. Sometimes relationships don't survive.
The seed choked. Water and sun cannot save the strangled roots. We have learned much. Dream of shimmering scales as you rest.
Alright, into the ice we go. First the priest, then the chanter.
This is it. Ringrim was definitely here.
So, why couldn't you just put that on a sign? These ice corpses are excessive.
Stylish, though.
Yes, but look at them. The artistry is sublime. Can you imagine having enough finesse to make all this?
I can't imagine wanting to. If you gotta deal with an archmage to stop the Dream Scourge, so be it. But be careful with this Ringrim character. This place has given me a bad feeling I can't shake.
A spell. And a very clever one. Ringrim's using her illusions to make people choose to stay away. Everyone except us.
Fear can be an effective tool in so many places.
Yes, that's exactly why Ringrim has made a weapon of it.
Good thing we've got our own wizard. Can you get us in?
Of course I probably can. All spells have a counter. You just have to know what it is. But we can figure that out later. Right now, we have to focus on what's at the end of that passage.
I'm out of the garden and getting there before Ludwig.
Precisely. Chances are we'll die. But if we don't, we stop Ludwig and get into the ruins. So, win-win.
Yatsley, you must have been a Rowatayan admiral in a past life.
Let's get going. Oh, and stay close.
They're welcoming us?
Child's play. I'm covered in fur and even I'm freezing. Are her illusions really so powerful? Stay close. Ringrim's tried to scare us off, but we won't let her, will we? Whew. What a frosty welcome.
Oh, I thought Ringworm was all about illusions. This place is cold.
It's a wonderfully daunting atmosphere.
It's just a trick, Envoy. A well-crafted cold trick. Keep moving. What a beautiful specimen. Any student of Zarib's and their weaponry would be thrilled.
Okay, I don't think I probably hear the light hum of loot.
Ah, visitors. Do you know what this moment calls for? A beautiful, macabre story that lingers in the mind. You wish to find me in my tower? You'll have to wait until I tell this tale.
Very well.
We gotta get into that tower? I hope Yahtzee brought her ladder.
There's got to be a way. Let's snoop around.
Land shaped in the dreamer's image, not with stone or axe, but with essence. Songs of ancient magic. Could we sing to them?
It'd be impossible, but could be unlikely.
Once, a very important statue fell to pieces, and an entire village perished because it wouldn't put the statue back together again.
Oh good. Skeletons. Just the thing to brighten up the place.
I would like to stay still for a moment. Thank you. Alright, let's get the ranger done, and this monk frozen in place.
And restore the statue. I will see inside my tower.
I'm guessing she hasn't had company in a while.
Here it comes.
And let's get you removed.
We make a good squad.
Alright, now to navigate through more of this frosted landscape. Okay, I won't deny that's cute.
Isokso! Isokso!
And where are our companions when we need them?
Take your best shot.
You were not invited in here. Sure. Certainly quite a more elaborate dungeon than I anticipated it to be. Dungeons before this point have really been quite in and out.
I'm starting to think archmages have too much time on their hands.
The village wanted so badly to do the right thing.
You're here for my Adra piece, aren't you? You can't have it.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you too, dearie.
I'll die without the Adra. Please, don't take it from me. I don't want to die.
In the stone head.
I was dying before I found the Atra piece, but it's been keeping me alive. I can't go far from it. If I do, it begins to hurt again.
Unfortunately, I'm taking it.
I told the other villagers I need it. I understand everyone's in danger, but I don't want to die. Don't take the Atra piece from me. I'll do anything. Please!
Fortunately, I need it.
Is my life worth nothing? Why must I die? Why am I the sacrifice? Please, please, no.
If the village had been as sensible as you, they would have lived.
That poor man. Was he a real person once? Did all that happen to him?
And why force us to make that choice? Why the cruelty?
Archmagi truly are inscrutable creatures, aren't they?
Ringram seems... Looks like that piece you found fits in this statue.
This must be the statue mentioned in the story. Let's take another look at that book of yours. There once stood a village protected by a statue. It kept the air crisp, the land fertile, and the people safe. For a time, the village prospered. For a time, there was the thought that the winter would never come. But then the statue shattered, and winter did come. And the village could not make a decision to save itself.
That's all the book said?
That's the gist of it, yes. But the author said it better. First things first, let's get those statue pieces.
Keep your eyes open and your hand on your hilt. Nothing about this place feels right.
But we'll continue getting the statue pieces tomorrow. Thank you all very much for joining me tonight. We will return tomorrow. Looking through more of this dungeon and seeing if we can wrap up the tale and Shatterscarp as a whole. Until next time, I shall send you forward to one 8-bit tiefling. Was currently having a bit of a chat about League of Legends. Please give them as much affection as you can. Please look forward to the continuation of our adventures in Avowed. But until then, please do all that you can to enjoy the remainder of your evening. And as always, take care and good night.